Okay, let's do another example of a class with methods and properties. Let's say you want to build a little family tree application. So you want to keep track of a person and their parents and information about them. So clearly we're going to need a new class called person. Hit finish. And so what does a person have? Well, a person is going to have private string, is going to have a name, and maybe private int year of birth, and then it's gonna have he's gonna have a mother and a father. Private person mother, private person father. Now you see what I did here. Both the mother and the father are of type person, so we have a person class with methods of type with data members of type person. That's crazy, right? No, it works. This is just fine. You can have a person class and its data members can be of the same type. We do this all the time. It's incredibly useful. So now you see I declare these as private, so that means that I cannot use them. If I try to use them over here or get at them, I would not be able to because they're private, so I'm going to need some getter setter methods. I'm going to do the lazy thing and I'm going to go source, generate getter setters, select all, hit OK, boom. There they are. So I got all my setter and getter methods. And now I can create a person. Person P is a new, put a space there, new person, and P dot set name. I'm gonna call him Henry, and let me print him out just to make sure that this is all working. So if you see, if I try to print out P is just a person, so when I try to print out P, I just get that craziness there. What I really want to do is print that get name. Do that, then it works. I get Henry. But that's kind of long. One thing I want to show you is that if you create a method, public public string to string, no arguments, like that, and then we need a return value. So this method, if you have a method called toString, returns a string, takes no argument, then that method will get called automatically here. So I can get rid of this, and now if I run it again, still Henry. Because what happens is basically what Java does is changes that p to p.toString. So that's a pretty standard. So very, very useful for debugging. So, okay, now I have a person, but I want a bunch more. I want, let's say 8. We got Henry. So let's, um, you might not be aware of it, and I wasn't either until I looked it up, but they are, in fact, 8 King Henrys of England, 1 through 8. So we're going to create them, and I'm going to assume they go in a sequence, which actually they don't, but hey. Person P is a new person, and P dot set name is gonna be King Henry the I. So, and then I want to set his father to be, well, his father. This is not true, by the way, but we're gonna pretend it is. But we still have a problem. How do I? What is the father? The father. I want the father to be the person P, from the previous time around the loop, but I can't really go back in time. So what I need is to keep track of something like a variable like that, like father, and I need a semicolon here. And I need the father to be I, and then at the end I can say father is P. So the next time around, father will be the P from the previous time. So that's how we do that. You see, this is still not working. It's going to say the local variable father may not have been initialized variable. I'm going to initialize it to null. So that's okay. When you have a class, you can initialize it to null. That means there is no actual person there. And basically we're saying that what's going to happen here is when I is 1, we create a person. That's King Henry the First, and his father is going to be null, which is fine. That's what we want. So there you go. Once I'm done here, then after the end of this loop, when I get here, then father is going to be the last King Henry. So let me print him out and run this program, see what happens. And yes, indeed, that is King Henry VIII, the father. If we want him, so basically a person K8 or Henry 8. Now that's an 8 there is the father. And Henry VIII is that. Run that, still the same. So that's Henry VIII. If I wanted the Henry VIII father, I would say Henry VIII get father. I can run that, and I get King Henry VII. If I want his father, I go get father again. His father's father is, of course, King Henry VI. But that's a little verbose. So we can move that over here. We can add a new method to the person class and go public string get grandpa. And that's just going to return get father, get my father's father. And you see this is not working. Cannot convert from person to string. I made a mistake here. I should have said person. I want this to return a person. So get grandpa is going to return my father. You see what I'm doing here? I am calling the person class is calling its own method getFather. This method returns a person, another person, and I'm going to call that person's getFather method. And that's going to return a person. And that's the person I'm going to return. So I can get father, and let's get grandpa. Get grand. Did I spell that right? Grandpa? Grandpa. I misspelled that. Well, it's all relative. Grandpa. Oops. Grandfather. We really should spell things correctly. So grandfather. And let's run that. And there you go. The first one Prince Henry VI. The second one also Henry VI. So you see these are my two classes here. And that's it.